Callbacks to the original series, callbacks to Diamond and Pearl, even callbacks to Pokemon XYZ. Ash vs Kukui is really ramping up and the dynamic attacks from both sides are super intense. But you may not have noticed that this battle even makes soft teases to Pokemon journeys too. Hey Pokemon Champion, I'm Champion Blaze, and this is a breakdown of Ash vs Kukui Part 2, a full battle bounty. We'll uncover all the hidden details and little Easter eggs and references that you might have missed during this episode. There's quite a few callbacks and references in this episode, so if you haven't seen my breakdown of Part 1 of this battle, be sure to check that out too. With that being said, let's get started. We begin with a quick recap of last episode, going over the start of Ash and Kukui's full battle, showcasing the fiery display of power and strength from Torracat and Incineroar, as well as the start of the battle between Braviary and Lycanroc. We then get the Pokemon Sun and Moon Ultra Legends opening, but for a full breakdown of the opening, be sure to check out part 1 of this battle's breakdown. The battle between Braviary and Lycanroc continues, and Ash has Lycanroc use counter to knock back the Rock Slide, landing a direct hit on Braviary. It then falls out of the sky, kinda like a kite that can't be held up anymore, or even like a fighter jet that's been shot down out of the sky. Kukui follows up with Sky Drop, marking the first time this move has been used in the anime, despite being introduced all the way back in Generation 5. Lycanroc deals damage using Bite, but Braviary hangs tough and brings it up into the sky. Braviary keeps ascending to new altitudes with Lycanroc gripped tight between its talons. Braviary begins to descend rapidly and slams Lycanroc into the ground. This kind of battling move, of course, was made famous by Ash's Charizard in the original series and Battle Frontier when it would use Seismic Toss to land the final blow. Lycanroc withstands the attack, but has suffered heavy damage. It uses Stone Edge and Braviary defends using Steel Wing to slice through the rocks. With Lycanroc unable to see, Braviary strikes it with a powerful and super effective Superpower attack. Lycanroc tries to hang tough, but between Superpower and Sky Drop, the damage has become too much and it is unable to battle. Kukui has now further proved how strong he is by defeating Ash's ace Pokemon that allowed him to become Alola's first champion. Although I will say while Braviary did use some very strong moves, it kind of undermines Lycanroc's strength and resilience given all the damage against Gladian's Lycanroc, and it managed to keep battling and win. But I digress. With Lycanroc out of commission, Ash sends out Rowlet next for some sky battling. When Rowlet hits the field, he's wearing his Decidueye costume that he wore during his battle against Hao's Decidueye earlier in the league. Rowlet's entrance to his previous battle and this battle parallels Halucha's entrance to Ash's battle against Sawyer in the Kalos League semi-finals. Rowlet fires off Razor Leaf and Braviary cuts through it with Steel Wing. Ash tells Rowlet to fly high, and Ash would actually say this same thing later on in Pokemon Journeys to his Dragonite. Braviary chases after Rowlet, but once they get high enough, Rowlet fires Seed Bomb at Braviary and hits it directly in the face. The way Rowlet uses Seed Bomb here is actually quite unique, as in order to use the move, Rowlet launches an Everstone at its opponent. Rowlet received this Everstone in the episode No Stone Unturned. During that episode, Rowlet visited its foster family of Toucanon and Trumbeak, where it attempted to learn Bullet Seed. Despite Rotom saying it's unable to learn this move, Rowlet ends up finding an Everstone, and while practicing Bullet Seed, it ends up learning Seed Bomb instead. Ash then tells Rowlet to keep using Seed Bomb and lands another direct hit to Braviary's face. Then they actually end up starting a volley with the Seed Bomb as Rowlet launches it back and Braviary hits it back with Steel Wing, almost like a game of tennis. Braviary eventually manages to land a hit on Rowlet with Steel Wing and knocks it down. Kukui then goes for Superpower and Ash counters with Brave Bird, and at the last second, Rowlet quickly evades Superpower and strikes Braviary's leg with Brave Bird, throwing it off balance and causing it to crash into the ground. Braviary is now unable to battle. Then in typical Rowlet fashion, it strikes a cool pose after winning. With Braviary down for the count, Kukui's next Pokemon is Venusaur, his second starter Pokemon to be revealed on his team. Ash starts off strong with Brave Bird, but to everyone's surprise, Kukui has Venusaur trap Rowlet within its giant flower, immobilizing Rowlet. Rowlet struggles to break free and Venusaur prepares to use Solar Beam. Ash panics, but then gets an idea and has Rowlet use Feather Dance. Venusaur fires off Solar Beam, but by using Feather Dance, Rowlet escapes the blast unharmed. This is the same tactic he used in his battle against Hao to escape the damage from his Decidueye Sky attack. Ash tries to end this with Brave Bird, but Rowlet is struck down by Venusaur's Sludge Bomb and then beaten down by its signature Vine Whip attack. This strong combo knocks out Rowlet. Ash then sends out Torracat to deal with Kukui's Venusaur. Torracat is raring to go, and Kukui has Venusaur use Vine Whip to ensnare Torracat while it tries to counter with Fire Fang. But even while caught in Venusaur's grip, the flames travel down the vines to inflict damage to Venusaur. This style of attack is actually the same exact thing Ash did when he caught his Bulbasaur. Talk about one hell of a callback. Torracat fires off Fire Blast, and Ash again mimics Kukui's pose when giving the attack. Venusaur tries to stop it with Sludge Bomb, but it's no good. The attack lands a direct hit, and the explosive damage knocks out Venusaur, making Torracat the winner. See, in this series, Grass-type Pokemon actually lost to Fire-type moves, not just endured them because reasons like other certain Grass-type starters later on. Ash then recalls Torracat after defeating Venusaur, as now it's ready to take on Incineroar in the match. Professor Kukui's next Pokemon is Empoleon, his third starter Pokemon on his team. So now we've seen a starter native to Alola, one starter from Kanto, and one from Sinnoh. We've also seen his Lucario from Sinnoh and his Braviary from Unova. Maybe this was a soft tease at the kind of team Ash would assemble later in Pokemon Journeys, since Kukui's team is built from Pokemon from various Pokemon regions. After Empoleon hits the field, Rotom gives us Empoleon's first ever Dex entry in the entire anime, despite Empoleon making its anime debut roughly 500 episodes ago and berries busting out all over. Yeah, we don't talk about that episode title. This is also Empoleon's first appearance since the Sinnoh League. Ash's next Pokemon is finally Pikachu, and now it's become Empoleon versus Pikachu. Pikachu starts with Electro Web, but Empoleon breaks through with Metal Claw. This is a reference to Kenny's Prinplup using Metal Claw to defend against Pikachu's Thunderbolt back in Diamond and Pearl, using the same move to defend against Pikachu's electric attacks. Ash decides to fight Steel with Steel and goes for Iron Tail. Kukui goes for Metal Claw again, and the two Pokemon clash back and forth. As they do, you can see the passion burning in their eyes of Ash and Kukui, truly signifying how close they are and what the relationship has built up to as both rivals and family. Kukui has Empoleon use Drill Peck, but Pikachu successfully uses Electro Web to block the attack and knock Empoleon back. It then uses Whirlpool to trap Pikachu as it falls back to the ground. Whirlpool was also a move made famous by Dawn's Piplup back in Diamond and Pearl to also trap opponents and deal heavy damage. Whirlpool causes Pikachu to become too dizzy to continue battling, and it's so disoriented that it falls to the ground besides Ash. Ash recalls Pikachu and sends out his own Steel type to fight Empoleon, Melmetal. And then we get a great detail about Kukui that is very similar to Ash's character. Kukui is clearly excited and has been looking forward to battling Melmetal even though he doesn't know much about this Pokemon, which he admits aloud. This is a characteristic we've seen time and time again in Ash, as he's always been excited to battle new Pokemon. Ash has Melmetal spin with all its might, and Empoleon uses Hydro Pump, but it's completely deflected by Melmetal. Melmetal retaliates with Flash Cannon and knocks Empoleon to the ground, so it switches to Whirlpool, which doesn't do a thing to Melmetal. Melmetal launches Double Iron Bash, and this move blows right through Empoleon's defenses and sends it flying. It falls on top of Kukui and they crash into the wall. Empoleon is now unable to battle. Then we get one of the best moments in the entire battle between Ash and Kukui, where Kukui and Ash tell each other how they've done an amazing job bringing out the strength of their Pokemon. Kukui is absolutely overjoyed with the incredible battle he's been able to have so far with so many surprises. He says this is exactly what a Pokemon battle is supposed to be. He truly shares a lot of characteristics with Ash. We'd even see a similar exchange of praise and excitement between Ash and Leon later in Pokemon Journeys during their battle in the Masters 8. Kukui brings Incineroar back into the battle to face off against Melmetal. He says he's going to muster up all the power he can to take Ash down and orders Darkest Lariat. Ash counters with Flash Cannon, but Incineroar pushes it back and lands a direct hit on Melmetal, but it doesn't go down just yet. Melmetal attacks with Double Iron Bash, but Incineroar grabs Melmetal's arms to block the attack. Melmetal retracts its arms to get right in front of Incineroar, arms locked in combat, each trying to overpower the other. But Kukui declares that after seeing Torracat's power, him and Incineroar are more fired up than ever and orders a point-blank blast burn that engulfs Melmetal in searing flames and causes it to collapse. Melmetal is unable to battle. Interestingly enough, Alan also used this same tactic to defeat Ash's Greninja in their first battle during Pokemon XYZ. Ash recalls Melmetal and Kukui recalls Incineroar. Kukui then sends out his Lucario, which Ash has already seen in battle as it helped in fending off the Guzzlord invasion. Then Ash surprises everyone by bringing out a Beast Ball and sends out the Ultra Beast Naganadel. So now we have Naganadel, the unusual Ultra Beast, versus Lucario, the Aura Pokemon. And now the battle has gotten so interesting that we see even Tapu Koko is watching the battle. This is also now the fourth main Lucario that Ash has ever battled in the anime, as he's battled Maylene's Lucario in the Veilstone City Gym battle, Cameron's Lucario in the Unova League, but we don't talk about that, Karina's Lucario in his Shalor City Gym battle, and now Kukui's Lucario in the Alola League. This is also Naganadel's debut battle, and look how happy it is. The battle ends with Ash attacking with X-Scissor and Kukui attacking with Close Combat. Truly an episode filled with intense back and forth action and dynamic plays from both sides, but let me know if I missed any details in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and special thanks to our channel members for their extra support. Click the videos on screen for more battle breakdowns, and until next time, train hard and I'll catch you guys later.